Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Obama Claus is riding into town and he's making a lot of stops. First a school, then a barber shop. Now Barry's gone caroling.
You will know.
Barry better drop the mic and get back to work because Democrats have a long Christmas list. The Ragin' Cajun wants Trump's head on a silver platter.
He's done. We just got to butter this toast and slice it and eat it. He's done. He's done in Florida. He's done in Pennsylvania. He's done in New Jersey. He was done in Virginia. He was done in Mississippi. He was done in Georgia. He's done. It's over. You're a loser, dude. You're losing everywhere, and you're going to lose more because you, my friend, are a loser.
Santa can't perform miracles, Carville. That would be Jesus. Listen to the Reverend. Throw out the toast. It's time for a juice cleanse. By the way, rules for men, no juice cleanse. Speaking of Al Green's putting up his Christmas decorations, and every stocking stuffer is just another article.
I rise to announce that last night I called for the impeachment of Donald John Trump, President of the United States of America. Now, there are many people who don't want to see this happen. They don't want to vote for impeachment. Well, there were people who didn't want to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge, but they marched on. I shall march on.
Weird Al Green's making it awkward around the Christmas dinner table. No one cleared this with a sombrero. Not only did the vote get struck down by Democrats, but now they're going to make the ponytail sit at the kids' table. I hate it, says one anonymous House Democrat. It feels like a lot of people are using the impeachment stuff as a campaign tactic. This is not a team effort. It puts us in a difficult position. Al doesn't care. To Al, no means yes.
Those were not the last articles of impeachment that will be brought to the floor.
Al's like the Democrats' crazy uncle. He's got his cane, his ponytail, his pack of Camels, food on his tie, smells like aftershave. Dinner's been over for hours, but he won't leave the house. Mrs. Claus says old Democrats like Al need to read the room.
One of the problems with society today is that nobody wants to move on from leadership. People hang on too long, and they hang on beyond their usefulness or even their practicality.
You hear that, Schumer? Al Green, Mad Maxine, no relation? It's time to go because the Obamas need to make room for a new guest at the grown-up table. Her name, Jasmine Felicia Crockett, and she's got her mind made up. She wants to be senator, but not so fast. Not only does she have to win over hearts and minds in Texas, she has to win over the family first. So far, it's not going so well.
Got a lot of energy, but she, to me, she violates the first rule of politics. And that is, in politics, you always make it about the voters and never about yourself. If you listen to her talk, it's a lot more about herself than it is the voters.
Crockett needs some more of that Christmas spirit. If she makes the race about her instead of the great people of Texas, then it's bye, Felicia. That's if Felicia doesn't say bye first.
The original plan for this conversation was to start with an interview I was to do today for this program with Jasmine Crockett, who just announced her candidacy for the Democratic nomination for Senate in Texas. We had that booked, we had it promoted, we had it promised, and Congresswoman Crockett backed out about an hour before we were supposed to do that.
Wow. A no-show during the holidays on CBS? Not a good look, Felicia. You know who did come to play? Gavin Newsom. The California governor dashed off to New Hampshire and Nevada, he's obviously running, where he was given a rock star reception by party leaders. He says he's saving Christmas from the Grinch.
We can't keep this up. We're polarized. We're traumatized. We're exhausted. I can't even conceive of 3 more years of this. It really is. I mean, what's happening to our kids? Their brains are already being scrambled by social media and everything else we didn't even talk about. But this is their role model? A guy who calls someone a piggy? This is our role model, the President of the United States?
Rules for men: never say you're traumatized and exhausted. And second of all, men shouldn't get offended. He's still hung up on this PC stuff. Women don't go for that. Gavin's already landed on Nicki Minaj's naughty list. Quote, Gavin is the cute boy who got everything handed to him because of how cute and sexy and hot and smoking he was. Ooh, look at him. Sitting there in that suit with his sneakers on. He thinks he's Tom Cruise. Only difference is his next mission is impossible. He should get another leading role. Don't worry, there's more. Quote, oh, Gavy Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. First Halle Berry and now Nicki. I thought Gavin had the black female vote on lock. You know who else is on Team Nicki and Holly? Kamala. There's no California love between these two. Sources say things are tense. Around San Francisco, everyone knows they're frenemies. You know that expression, every time a friend succeeds, I die a little? I think there's a little bit of truth when it comes to them. One California donor's torn. It's like being asked to choose between mom and dad. Well, dad hasn't been picking up mom's calls, and when mom calls, he says he's hiking and never rings back. These two both want the same thing under the tree, the Democrat nomination. Only problem, Obama Claus's workshop can't give it to both of them. He can't split the baby.
Where do you fit into the future of the Democratic Party?
I fit in every way.
Not everyone agrees. Consultants say she's just pressing her luck if she does run, but it would be embarrassing. Another one said it might not be the polite thing to say, but the dirty little secret is that Harris is yesterday's news and Newsom is today's headlines. And Kamala even agrees.
I would caution us, especially Democrats, of not being nostalgic in thinking that the way to address the debris and the fallout is to have some nostalgia about trying to bring back things the way they were. Because guess what? The way things weren't working for a lot of people.
Kamala's not really in the Christmas spirit because, let's be honest, joy to the world was never her thing.
And when we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, these children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
The nomination's up for grabs. First Democrat who can say the words Merry Christmas gets it. Newsom, how bad do you want it? Apparently not that bad because he just tweeted this. Happy holidays, California. Wishing all Californians a bright and cheerful holiday season. What holiday is it, Governor? You can say it. It's okay.
What we're really here to celebrate is Christmas. I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Whatever it may be, it's going to be happy, and we're going to have a fantastic year.
You know what? He's in the giving mood, and he has a gift for Democrats. Just some friendly advice.
I think you could get rid of a couple of your little policies like men and women's sports, open borders, transgender for everybody. But other than that, I like what you're doing.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.